G'day traders, John from Crypto Candlestick Trading, just doing an update on Bitcoin and the crypto markets. We can see here we've got Bitcoin on the monthly chart, and it's gone up, pulled back. We're on two moving averages over here, which is pretty good for a monthly chart. So we were below, now we're above. This is us on the weekly chart with Bitcoin, and we've come below the major moving averages. Now we've got an engulfing breaking above. This one looks pretty big to me, and then we kind of fell off after that. And so where we're at now is we're still under the 200 and the 9. And so we've had this kind of exuberant sort of a candle here. We came down, there was buying back here, a good reversal back here, bit of buying came back in there, exuberance here, and indecision, and then engulfing. Now we're closing below the 200 again. And but who knows how long we'll stay below the 200, but at this stage here we're struggling to get above it. But it's only Monday, it's the first day and of the week, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens. What I want to do is just go through the other cryptos on the weekly chart, just so we can get a better idea or a basic idea of where we're at. See, this could actually quite easily come down and hit the 50 and then bounce back up, but then we've got resistance again at the 200 and the 9, and we've got previous resistance becomes new support. So we'll just go through and have a look at some of these other ones on the weekly chart just to see what that looks like. And I'll shrink it up a little bit so we can kind of get a better idea under all the major moving averages. This is the only one that's above. And this is kind of looking similar to Bitcoin, but this is the only one above the major moving averages, except for the 9. So that was Ethereum. So let's just have a quick look at Bitcoin again. We'll start. So here, that's similar to the Ethereum kind of a look, and there's Ethereum there. So now, if we go and have a look at all the other ones that are kind of lagging a little bit, or going in a general downwards direction, and we can see here that we've got indecision weeks, and after a nice strong decline. Same again under all the major moving averages. Bit of buying back on that last one there, though. A little bit of buying back on that one there too. But here we can see that from 140 bucks down to 11 bucks. Like I'm liking these prices. I'd love for it to get back down to these prices here. But anywhere between that price and this price here, if it makes it down to those lows there or somewhere in there, about 4, 5, 7 bucks or whatever, and Bitcoin's had a serious decline, then I'll be looking to start loading up and do dollar cost averaging for these. But I'll also be looking for reversals on the daily chart with these as well. So, but I don't really think we're going to get the that at this stage here. How much longer can this thing go for? This can go for this could be just the start. This could go for double this. Who knows? We are on the weekly chart too. And Litecoin, yep, same again. We are above, we're above the 2 moving averages here, but still we've had a massive advance and then a massive decline, and then we're going sideways. So. And this one here, yep, same again. Ripple's a little bit different. Ripple's had that court case going at this stage, so, but hasn't been cleared up yet at this stage. So we've still got indecisive trading. And Solana, same again. Like I really do want to be getting hold of Solana when it reaches these lows. AXS, not really. I mean, that's like if you look at that, that's just kind of like a pump and a dump, all the way up, all the way down. It hasn't really held much of its gains throughout the whole time there. Whereas this one did, kind of went up. Well, this is Monero, so there's still a lot of big players like Monero simply because it's 100% private. You cannot be exposed. Nobody knows how many Monero I own. Even Monero, the company Monero, don't know how much because it's that private, which is awesome. Sand. Here we go. Sand up and then down. Below the major moving averages. Just do a few more of these so we can kind of see where the general market is. Like this does not look like it's turning around and heading back up by any means. Ape, like how about Ape when it first came out? Like 28 bucks, now 2 bucks. AVE, yep, 600 bucks down to 50 bucks. Oh, hang on, we'll just do a couple more. EGLD. I know these are starting to get like a little bit out now, but this is the sort of tight trading that I'm after. I want to see tight trading like this, and then see it start to break above, because I want runs like these ones here. And like I also want to be adding to the position and put getting onto the daily time frames and the 4-hour and 1-hour time frames, and even getting better positions and better entries. VET. Yep. So these are all looking very similar. Like they've all gone up and then had massive declines. And same again. Okay, that's probably enough for now. We'll just go back up and have a look at Bitcoin again on the daily chart. So you can kind of get a general idea that the general market is it's heading down. It's it doesn't show any signs at this stage of turning around and going back up. It's still showing signs of declining. So with Bitcoin here, we don't know what's going to happen, but we do know we've got exuberance, indecision, engulfing straight after the attempt, and now we're closing below the moving averages, and we're up trying to get another attempt at it. So let's just have a look. I'll just draw a line. Just give me a sec. I hope this is the line that I'm after. Oh, there we go. I'm going to get rid of all that stuff, and we'll start again. And I'll just draw that line up to there, roundabout. So that's the red. All right, so let's have a look at the daily chart. So here's the 200 on the daily chart. On the weekly chart, that's the 200, and we are trading below the 200 on the weekly chart, as you can see. And whether we can break above this and close above it, but now we've got the daily chart on the 50. We're trading below that, and we're trading below the 200 on the weekly chart at this stage here. So it will be interesting to see if we can trade above these two and get any sort of traction and closing above those two, or if we get some sort of a shooting star or something that's going to show us that no, we're turning around and we're heading back the other way. But it wouldn't surprise me if big money were to come up, give us a nice advance and then pull back and give us a shooting star or something like that, just to take up any stops that are up here, and so we can start and continue this downtrend. Who knows if that's going to happen, but that's just, it's so far the charts are looking like that, so we'll just have to wait and see. But well, also another thing we can see is that now that we've kind of gotten along these highs here, so here we've got, resistance broken through. There was the test, but a lot of selling happening in that test. And then we've got up here, and now we've found support on the same area. So we've got previous resistance becomes new support, but we're under major moving average on the weekly and the daily chart. So, what's going to be the strength here? Is it going to be the moving averages on the daily and weekly, or is it going to be the support that's holding us up potentially for this here? And keep in mind, it's already closed once below it and come back up, and we've got some sort of a potential reversal. Here we've got a lot of stuff above us that could potentially drive us down. Another thing that I do like as well is, this is the left. I'm always looking out for head and shoulder kind of patterns, and so this here being the left shoulder, that's kind of like the head, and then this could be the right shoulder, or unless this could even be part of the right shoulder here. One of the best go-to trades that I like to do is if this was the head and shoulders, like let's just say that was the left, and let's just say that was the head, and this one here was the right shoulder. And this doesn't really look too much like that, but I've seen these turn up over and over again. What I'm after here is the right shoulder. I want that to be under the major moving averages, and as soon as this pushes up to that major moving average, I'm looking for a reversal trade to get in and go short from this entry here. Because if we got the left shoulder, we've got the head, and then now the right shoulder is under the major moving averages and pushing up to the major moving averages and finding weakness and reversal here. I want to get in on the very first entry. I know it's quite risky, but that's where I want to get in on the very first entry for the decline there. I did take some very good trades like this in the last trades on the decline with Bitcoin that I did. I made about 25-30% on about 4 different markets on the decline, which turned out really good. But anyway, that's the sort of thing that I'm after. And, we don't have that right now with Bitcoin, but, we could still get it. Who knows? But at this stage here, it just looks like, there's indecision. We got, this could go any way. We've got support here, and, we've got resistance here, which makes support over here. And then we've got resistance up above us and resistance up above us on the weekly chart too. So, it's just kind of okay, and it's I'm not really all that excited about it, to be honest. At this stage here, it could go either way, but my bias is still to the downside. I still don't think that we're finished selling off yet, or the big money is finished selling off. And one more thing that I can see here as well is we can draw a trend line there quite comfortably. I'll just level that up a little bit. Yep, something like that. So we got touch, and like close to on there. So could we come up to here? We could definitely come up to here and test this. We've already tested the 50. So there's just one more line there that is resistance above us. Let's look a little bit further at some of these other ones. Yep. Okay, so here we got Ethereum USD, and here we've had that nice bounce, and then we've come back down to the 200. Let's have a look and see what we're doing with this bounce on the 200. So far we can see, look at that, there's still selling going on, in around these kind of areas. We've got a shooting star at that area that's closed below the 9. We're still trading below the 9 at this stage here. The only thing that we've got going for us at this stage here is we've bounced on the 200. So we've got previous support, resistance, previous resistance and resistance again, now support, and we've broken that support and we've come back up. I wonder if I can move this line up here. Does that make any more sense? Oh yeah, look at that. So, we've got a perfect touch there. We've got a lot of congestion over here, perfect touch over here, broken through, and now we've got a shooting star off that level there. I often find that these kind of areas are better placed as zones instead of areas. An area is a zone really, but if we're just kind of looking at this here, this whole area here, there's a lot of money was turned over around this area. So and it still seems like it's still doing it. So we've got a lot of resistance and support, and we're broken through. Now we've come back up, and it looks like we're being rejected again, and could possibly head down. That's with Ethereum. Let's have a look at a few others. Mana. So, Mana, that's a new kid on the block. I don't really think it's going to go anywhere because they've got some really big things happening with Mana. And Mark Zuckerberg owns it. As much as I don't like to trade it, I think that this does have very, very good and strong potentials to skyrocket, being backed by such heavily financially interests that are going to be pumping money into this thing here. It wouldn't surprise me anyway. That's not a definite guarantee, but this is on the daily chart, and so these kind of lows here is what I'm looking for. Something down around about there. I'm just going to put an alert there because if Mana actually does go down to that, not really that I'll be interested in it then. I'd actually rather see Mana decline even further. How far could it go down? Let's just go back to the weekly chart and have a look. Oh yeah, look at that. So we like that's only 1 cent down there. Whereabouts could we? I'm just thinking about this high here. I'll just move this line from here. So what I'm looking at here is, so we've got a high, low. So actually we've got a low, a high, high, low, and a high, high, and a high, low. We're broken here, there. These highs here. So I'm thinking that we might even get down to the 14 cent mark. Might even get down to the 7 cent mark. Who knows? Like this is just guessing, but. At this stage here, if we do break this support line here, this double bottom potential, this would be the next area that I'll be looking for potential buying. If we do manage to get down to this price here, I will have no problems whatsoever into dollar cost averaging into this market. Now have a look. I mean, this is kind of like the head and shoulders I was talking about before. So we've got left shoulder, the head, this is way too extreme, but the right shoulder under the major moving averages. This is what I was talking about. So around about up here is where I'll be looking to short this kind of market. This here, yep, I'd still even be looking to short the market there and there. That's the sort of thing that I'm after with the head and shoulders pattern. That would be really nice to see this market go down further so we can pick up more at a cheaper price. And, me saying that's just big money talking. Big money are hunting for entries down in these lows here. They don't want to be buying top dollar. They want to be buying, bottom dollar down here, like where it's super low. Matic, like I do like Matic. It's been one of my better trades actually, Matic. So I'd hope that this one rebounds and does really well. If that's 59 cents, where did it actually go to? $2.80. $2.80 to 59 cents. Yep, cool. I hope it just keeps on declining and buy some more cheaper eventually. Anyway, here we go. We've got Avalanche, and look at this. So we've gone support here, support, and we're at the same support again now on a triple bottom. Man, if anything was going to run or potentially get a bounce from here, and look at that. There's buying that's happened back in this candle here. That's good buying that's happened there. We don't see any signs of it at this stage here. I think a lot of these beginning coins are waiting for Bitcoin to see, what that's going to do next. DOT is another one that I like. Here we go. Look, engulfing, closing below. We're still heading down. We're on this support now. We'll just draw a line down from here. Like that's actually the low there, which DOT. I mean, it could. Who knows? Like, look how far it's come down. Could it actually reach the $2.80 mark? From what's going up to about $53 or whatever. Can it hit $2.80? I reckon it can. If it does, that would be great. But, I wouldn't have any problems here just buying $100 worth here and there of DOT. Because it would not surprise me if we will see these prices again with these currencies. Often, you'll see them actually over and over again. You'll see them. They'll come down, but the stronger ones, they'll go up massive run, then they'll come down, and then they'll take off from another massive run, but it usually beats and exceeds the previous highs. Here we are. This is kind of just sideways but negative, even though it's above the 50. That's Litecoin, ADA. And yep, same again. Like this is on the daily. Oh, sorry, this is the weekly chart again. What am I doing? So looking at it on the daily chart, this is ADA. I'll go back the other way now. I'll just get rid of these lines too, so we can kind of. And here, like there's a lot of buying came back here. Look at that massive volume that's there. A lot of buying came back in here, so we can see there is definitely support here. Whereabouts and why? Yeah, like so we've got support there and support here now as well at the same time. How strong is that support? I'd much rather see Bitcoin bouncing on something about to take off and then buying the support here because this will move a lot faster than Bitcoin. But we don't see Bitcoin doing that. We actually see Bitcoin under the major moving average on the weekly chart and potentially going to head down. So I can't really be buying these at this stage. I want to buy it when the index, Bitcoin and Ethereum, are showing positive signs of going north. Then after they show signs of that, then I'll be buying DOT and Solana and Avalanche and all the other ones. This one here, what do we got? Get rid of those drawings and have a look. So this is on Ripple. So Ripple is, like I do like this for I think Ripple's going to behave differently as soon as this court case is over. And this could be a year away. It could be tomorrow. Who knows? But here we've got a massive big push above the major moving averages. We come back down, support perfectly on the 200. Everyone saw it. Now we come back down. We've got perfect support on the 50, and previous resistance becomes new support, and it's on the 50. I do like it. If we get some sort of a breakout above here, not that I'm saying to buy it, but it might be worthwhile watching. But I would like to see a better formation happen, which we don't usually get. Like as soon as the news comes out for this, it's just going to take off. We'll probably get something like this. But if we get a pullback, I'll be looking at getting in on the pullback with something like this on Ripple, because I think it's going to move very fast and very aggressively if we get the result that we're after. But I can see that we do have a higher low, and a higher high. We pull back, and we've got previous resistance becomes new support, and the 50's there as well. So I do like that. Let's just have one more look at see if we can draw a trend line there. That's looking pretty accurate to me. Look at that. So we got touch. Yep. There's some pretty good support on that trend line there, and we've touched it there as well with the hammer. So yeah, who knows? Probably the favorite that I'm looking at for any sort of movement would be Ripple. But at this stage here, I don't really like Ripple because actually I do like Ripple. The only reason why I don't like Ripple is because of where Bitcoin is. And if we have a look at Bitcoin, once again, we're under a trend line. We're under the 50. We've come up. It's not strong. If we have a look at this, we've got declining volume on the rise. So we've got smaller candles as they go up. So there's less and less interest putting money into it at these prices here. We've got selling volume. We've got selling candles. So to me, it is not looking like a buyer's market at this stage here. Anything can happen, but at this stage here, to me, it looks like it's going to continue the downtrend. Will we get a bounce on the way up there? There is one more trend line that I can draw, which I will, and we'll just have a look at that so we can kind of see what we can probably expect from here. So, and this is the sort of thing that I'm after. So if we have a look here, the sort of thing that I'm kind of looking at is, we could go up to there, down to here, and just in this sideways kind of market before we, break down. Who knows? It might turn out like this, it might not. But at the moment, we do have a support line that's going up and a resistance line that's coming down, and we're trading ourselves into a corner, and we've got moving averages doing the same. So we'll just have to wait and see what Bitcoin does, and trade accordingly. But at this stage here, I have no intention into getting into anything at this stage here with the crypto market, simply because it's this is sideways choppy action to me. I want to see something up here so I can go short, something down here so I can go long. Yep, I'm just not this here. I'm not going long or short because there's no indication here to tell me what to do. Except potentially go short because there's less money going into it. But anyway, I don't like this support line down here. All right, traders. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Yep, I'm not going to put any money into the crypto market at this stage here. And yep, if you have any questions with your charts, please let me know. If all of a sudden, let's just say you don't know where you are with Bitcoin, you don't know where we are with trading or whatever. if you go through, and I'm just doing this right now, I'm going back right to the very day one of Bitcoin. I started this morning, I'm about 2 years in, and I've just been trading the end of day data only. And with the entry that, I'm just talking about the breakout entry that we're talking about is in position trading. So I'm just talking about the breakout entry. So I'm going to buy every single breakout entry and see which ones work and see which ones don't, just so I can go through and get a good feel for where the market is. And anyway, like, so if all of a sudden you feel like you don't know where the market is, put half a day aside and go through Bitcoin and just do end of day data just on the daily chart only, and just back test the whole thing and then see how your results are at the end. And that'll give you a very clear indication of when you should be buying and when you should be not be buying. All right, traders. Anyway, I hope this helps. If you have any questions with the charts or back testing or getting funding for your account, let me know. I've got a few ideas. Okay, I'll talk to you again soon. See you.